Good morning
Hi, everybody.
and welcome to Talk-A-Latte, which
Yay.
we are broadcasting live here on Facebook Live. This Talk-A-Latte is episode 18, and we will be discussing how to instantly ignite your Instagram feed. And I am so excited that everyone is here. Of course, we haven't done Talk-A-Latte in a little bit. It's been a month or so since we launched Market Like You Mean It. And I was just telling you that I felt like it's been a while since I've been in the group. Like we've been so busy and slammed with stuff that I haven't really been able to be inside. Neither one of us have. And we've all kind of like needed a little, we've needed a little break.
A little downer after Market Like You Mean.
Yeah. It's like we've been so crazy for so many weeks.
But the great thing is, because I have popped into the group every once in a while, and it's starting to be really student interactive, and so it's hard to like keep up, like, because I always try and read the comments so I'm not being redundant or things like that, and there's been a lot of comments, and so it's like, okay, I don't like going through all like hundreds of comments is hard. It make the time for.
No, you're right. It is hard sometimes, but no, we're super excited to be here. We're broadcasting live through Facebook Live with special software. We have improved our live capability here, especially with the Market Like You Mean It launch happening and a few things occurring there. But we now have special broadcast production software that allows us to share screen here on Facebook Live and all that good stuff, and have guest instructors and things like that. So today we wanted to discuss, of course, instantly igniting your Instagram feed. And that is our topic for the day. As always, you can find our archives on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/Jewel Education Bend, and you'll see episodes, I think 10 through 17 because this is episode 18. And you can also find our archives on the weekly Talk-A-Latte.tv page. So if you want to see past episodes on all different kinds of topics, everything from business, we're going to be doing Photoshop topics and shooting topics eventually here in the next year. So you can find the archives on Talk-A-Latte.tv as well. And so join us there.
And feel free to give suggestions too if there's topics you want us to talk about. We totally want your feedback. So
most definitely. So today, instantly ignite your Instagram feed, 4 tactics to do so. And what I want to make sure you know is super important is the feed is what fetches followers. So, when I decide, I've heard this from so many people, and I behave this way. I'm sure, Belinda, you behave this way yourself. When you go to see if you want to follow somebody, what makes you want to follow them is how pretty their feed is.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So the feed has to be beautiful. So you want your feed to be very branded to what you do, and you want it to be very consistent and attractive and very branded according to you, right?
Well, and especially as a photographer, and if people know you're a photographer, it needs to be beautiful photography.
Exactly. Well, and now with tools like Hootsuite and things like that, you can, post from, not necessarily post from your computer, but you can take images from your computer and load them into Hootsuite, and then Hootsuite will communicate with the app on your phone so that you don't have to take the images with your iPhone anymore. You can take them with your professional camera and then upload them through a program like Hootsuite and that'll get it onto your feed. As you can see, this is my feed here, and this is all imagery that I've shot professionally, along with little quote memes and things like that. So, and these are some feeds of people that I love. On the left is Murad Osman. He does the Follow Me Too. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. He and his girlfriend travel the world, and they take a picture of her from behind and him holding her hand everywhere where they go. And the feed is so consistent and wonderful. Then in the middle there is Matt Crump's feed, and Matt Crump he has like almost 200,000 followers, and he's all about this pink and blue, like pastel color palette thing. And he photographs all his images in that color palette. And so his feed is very branded, it's very consistent, it's very beautiful, and everything's just gorgeous. And then on the right, I love like French country, Provence, provincial design. And so French Larkspur, this is her feed, and she has close to 100,000 followers too, I think. And she does everything France, everything French country decor, and I just love what she does. And every time I see something in her in my like public feed, you know, like how Instagram shows you different people's, I immediately go to her main feed and like want to look at all the pretty pictures. And with Instagram now doing the new algorithm where they don't show you every single image of every single person you follow, I always go into like French Larks. When I see her post something, I'll go into her account to look at the rest of the feed. What I've missed. Exactly. And so if you don't do that, you're not gonna see what these people are doing on a consistent basis. So in other words, that feed has to be gorgeous. That is your number one thing that I want you to remember throughout this little mini Talk-A-Latte we have here, is that the feed has to be incredible. So what are the 4 tactics? These are them right away. So first of all, you need to pump up your profile. Number 2, separate your personal life. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Number 3, create a hierarchy of images. Okay. And then number 4, rev up your reputation. So let's first start talking about
your alliteration.
Me and my alliterations. I love my alliterations. Too funny. Okay. So number 1, your profile. So first of all, I go to so many photographers and their feed is locked. Like it's not public. Like you have to ask permission to follow. If you're a professional photographer and you want to attract followers, you need to make your feed public. You just do. So, and if that's the case, then we'll talk more about separation in a minute. But, and you don't want, you know, random people seeing pictures of your kids or whatever, then don't post your kids. Post that on a personal profile and have 2 profiles. Make your bio beautiful with a picture of you. So people want to see you and they want to see the person who's behind the feed. So write a decent bio and make sure the link works for you. So I change my link on a consistent basis just depending on where I want people to go. So if like when we were promoting Market Like You Mean It, www.moymi.com was on my Instagram feed. Well, now it's back to like Dual Education or Dual Images because it's more of a generic link, but you want to, that link is really the only place on Instagram that you get a chance to do a link. So you want to make sure that that link works for you and is always the place you want to send your feed followers. Okay. I want you to correlate Instagram to your other platforms. So if you have Facebook or Twitter, make sure they all match. Like make sure they all look like they're from the same person. That way there's that consistency going through your entire social media. Super, super important. Okay, number 2, personal versus business. Beth just showed up. Hi, Beth. Hello. She's like, hi. We're broadcasting live like from her desk today, so she's like, wait a minute, this is different. Make your feed either personal or business, not both, okay? And I know this is challenging, but Instagram now allows you, I'm pretty sure they allow you to switch back and forth between profiles.
It's easier now.
It's much easier. It used to be like, you couldn't have
you had to sign out and then re-sign in.
Yeah, sign back in.
But now you can be permanently signed in to more than one account. And then when you go to like your little profile picture in the lower right corner.
Yeah.
And then at the top, there's like a little drop down box that you can like click on and just switch between them.
So it's so much easier, guys. So if you have kind of, you know, snapshotty type pictures that you just want your family and friends to see, put that on your personal profile. I have a personal profile. I never use it.
I know.
But, you know, the business profile is the one that you really need to focus on because that's where you want to get those followers because you want Instagram to be valuable for your business, not necessarily for your personal life. Remember, it's just keep this in your head. It's all about the feed. That feed should match the brand. So if you're shooting a lot of snapshot or images of your kids or your family and they're not really that great of images, then you're not going to attract the right kind of people to your feed.
And it needs to be, like you said, branded too. Like if you want to share some things because it's applicable to your overall message of your brand, then it's okay to share every once in a while, but it still needs to be a quality image.
It does. And, you know, speaking of once in a while, I want to talk about number 3 in the 4 tactics, which is hierarchy of images. You need to be consistent in your feed in terms of what you post. So I want you to choose 3 to 5 themes or topics that you consistently post about. So those can be things like your work, interior design or home architecture, some quote memes and selfies. You know, pick a few topics that you can then, you know, every 5 days you post your work. Every day after that, you post interior design. So there's a rhythm and a method to how you're creating your feed. And when you do that, it shows consistency in what you're doing. It shows that you're actively creating a beautiful feed and that you care that your followers get quality visuals. And that's the big thing, is you just want to make sure that your followers and viewers are getting quality from you all the time, and they know they can get quality from you by following your feed.
Right.
It's so, so important. So I do my work, and we do a combination of, here, I'll go back to this slide here. You guys can see what I'm talking about. I do farmhouse interior design. I do maternity, detail shots of babies, and then babies themselves. We also do baby planners, so kids. And then I do quote memes. And you can see I love farmhouse architecture as well, so I'll put that on too. But then we intersperse quote memes throughout to kind of give that inspiration to folks throughout the feed. And that's what's important, is just making sure that the feed always looks beautiful. So if your feed is kind of junky right now or inconsistent, post a lot to it. Fix it right away. Yep. It doesn't matter. Just, make a rhythm and pick your 3 to 5 topics or themes and start doing that right away.
Yep.
You can change the look of your feed almost immediately by posting a lot to it at once. And that'll be a huge thing for just making you feel branded and overall like you're doing a good job on your feed.
And Sarah always used to say that too. If you're trying to refresh something or, make a point about an event or something, posting up to 3 to 4 times a day, makes you not annoying that you're posting all the time, but it's refreshing your feed faster than just doing one daily.
Exactly. Great point. Okay, and number 4, the last tactic is your reputation and followers. Follow people who you need to take some action on Instagram too if you want to get your Instagram feed kind of ignited. So you need to follow people who will benefit you. So say, for example, you're a mom and your baby and family photographer. You want to follow the baby store in town or the lactation people. You want to follow partners in your community who will benefit you. And you need to engage with their feeds and like the images of those people or repost things that are gorgeous and will match your brand and feed. And then finally, use those hashtags. Oh my gosh, hashtags are huge. How many did they say you could do?
You can post up to 30, but from my research, around 11 or so is what, between 11, at least 11 hashtags per post to get a really good exposure for that post.
Yes, because you have to understand when people are searching Instagram, they're searching for common words. And so it's a lot like SEO. You want to post hashtags that would be words people were searching, baby pictures or portrait photography or photography in general. And some of these hashtags are huge, and they there's millions of posts on each hashtag.
Yeah, and I have a secret.
You have a secret.
I included a list of hashtags in our freebie.
In the freebie? Woohoo! That's awesome.
Popular photography ones.
Nice. So there you go. If you want free hashtags, you can go to talkalatte.tv/episode 18 and fill in your information. You'll get the freebie today. And there's more to the freebie, isn't there? Yeah. We'll talk about that in just a second. But first, use Insta Stories to grow faster. Insta Stories is a brand new thing, and honestly, I'm just learning it as well.
I'm still learning about it too. I don't quite get it.
But Insta Stories, you know how when you go into Instagram at the top of the feed, you'll see all these people you follow, and they'll be highlighted at the top of the feed. Well, that's an Insta Story, and they don't post to your feed, which is kind of cool because you can still keep your feed really branded, but then you can use Insta Stories to get yourself kind of at the top of the feed.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they don't post to your feed.
Okay.
So, and you can do video and all kinds of fun stuff there. So that's where you can have a good time without affecting where you can be silly and do stupid things and snapshotty without affecting the beauty of your feed, which is really, really nice. And then, of course, you get top billing on everybody's Instagram feed by using Insta Stories, which is going to make people follow you faster.
That's a great tool for behind the scenes stuff or a day in the life kind of stuff, because they're not always, they're kind of just quick snapshots, but it still gives people an overall feel of your business.
Exactly. But you need to keep in mind that to get someone to follow you by seeing your Insta Story, you have to have really compelling content in that Insta Story. You can't just post something that's only interesting to you.
Right.
Because if you want them to follow you, it has to be engaging, compelling content that they actually want to watch and work with. So that's super, super important. So my biggest take home is to remember it's all about the feed. Make it beautiful. That's what's going to attract people ultimately to get them to follow you. All right. So what is our freebie today? It's the Instagram planning grid. Tell us about it, B.
Well, so, obviously this whole Talk-A-Latte we've been talking about, make it pretty, make it pretty, make it pretty. Mm-hmm. So we created, or I created, or whatever, we're giving you a planning feed. So, when you go look at people's feeds, like those ones Julia showed, they're in like a row of 3, and then your older posts get stacked on the bottom. So the most recent are at the top. So it kind of just goes through. So I created like a little template of the grid of what your feed would look like.
Okay.
And so you can kind of plan out your content so that you know what it's going to look like. So if you're posting your work, those topics, your work, quote memes, interior design, photo galleries, whatever it is, you can plan out when to post them and know visually what it will look like after you post it.
Very cool. She rocks.
Then there's the hashtag thing. And then I also included a PSD file that's sized to like the optimum square size for Instagram.
Sweet.
So you can use that without having to guess.
She rocks.
And Instagram did change their format so that you can like resize images so it's not a perfect square, but the square, fills the screen and uses the optimum
and it
space,
does make your feed look that much better when
there's not like empty space in between stuff.
So I always recommend doing the square images if you can. I mean, that's kind of the brand that Instagram was built on. And so, I mean, it does, especially if you shoot in a way that's not square, it's a little bit weird, but I think it still definitely works. Yep. So let's go ahead and take some questions about Instagram. I see us on the Facebook live feed here. So if you have some questions, we would love to answer.
Sarah wants to know, like, for your profile image.
Yeah.
Like, would you use your headshots image so that it's like a picture of you versus like your logo?
I would use a picture of you. Sarah's so cute anyway. You're gorgeous, sweetie. So put your mug up there. I
know there's more. How do I see more?
I think you might need to refresh because it's because you have to understand we're broadcasting from a computer and an actual webcam right now with professional lighting and all that stuff going on and some broadcast tech software. It's called switching software. And so we are actually broadcasting from a desktop right now instead of the phone, which is what you normally have to do with Facebook Live. And so we're looking at the feed. Maybe we should look at it on the phone. I wonder if that would help. So we're not seeing all the archived questions because...
oh, wait, click for more. So.
There we go. There we go. Just got to click on it. Gee, who would have thought? Right? Okay.
There just really isn't that many.
There's not that many questions.
All
That's
right.
okay. It's the first time we've done one here in Facebook Live, so I totally get that we might not have as many viewers as normal, but that's okay. So yeah, if you have other questions about this and want to post in the Facebook group under the question box, this allows us to kind of keep the questions rolling throughout the day. We're also recording this, so of course it'll pop up onto YouTube and onto our Talk-A-Latte.tv archives here by the end of the day as well. So, yeah, Sarah, I think you should use your headshot image.
She said, I'm doing it today.
Yay! Just because people want to see the person behind the feed. And granted, if you really don't want to do your face, I think you could probably, just show your logo or whatever. But I don't know.
Instagram's more like...
I think it's 6 on one side, half dozen on the other.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's such a visual thing that people want to know who's posting.
Yeah, I would agree.
I don't know. That's like when I go, unless it's like a bigger... company like a corporation. Yeah, but like when I go in, especially when I'm looking at people, like when people, cause my feed's public so anybody can follow me, but I still go in and look at who it is that followed me. I want to know like who they are, what they're doing, and so I go and look, and if they don't have a profile picture, I'm like, is this person legit? Like,
yeah, well, and two, you guys have to remember you're the artist,
right?
You're creating art, and so the people who are looking at your feed want to see the artist rather than a logo, a corporate logo. So I don't know. Again, I think it's 6 on one side, half dozen on the other. It's not going to make a huge difference, make or break, your feed. But when you see the person there, there's that emotional connection and trust factor. And you guys know I'm so about trust when it comes to marketing. For someone to make a big purchase from you, they have to trust you.
Yeah.
And so when they see your mug and your face, they're more likely to trust you than just seeing a logo or a watermark. So.
Yep. I have Ona. I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly, so I'm sorry. Wants to know, so if you repost people's images, are you using a certain app, or are you doing, like, how are you reposting?
I post people's images through a program called Hootsuite, which is free up to a certain point, I believe. It's been so long, I'm not sure.
It's free. You can only have, the free version, you can only have so many social profiles linked to it.
Okay, so like Hootsuite,
3 or something.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Hootsuite allows you to post to Facebook, Google+, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn.
There's a lot of options.
There's a lot of options. So you can put one post and then send it to multiple places.
All the places.
So Hootsuite's pretty rad. We use Hootsuite all the time.
So you take a screenshot of it and then and then obviously, Sarah, yes, obviously always give image credit to the original maker.
Yes, most definitely.
If they're on Instagram, use their
If they're on Instagram,
tag.
try to repost from their feed.
Yeah.
That's the most that's what has the most integrity. Is that what she's talking about, or she's talking about sending images?
Well, the one person asked, do you use an app when reposting? And then Sarah was asking about giving credit.
I use Repost app. It's just called Repost app. That's what I use to repost from my Instagram feed. But then occasionally I will post images from Pinterest to people I follow on Pinterest. But again, always giving credit to that person and linking to them so that they get the credit for it. So you can send people to their site. And most people really like that. They like to be credited, and they like you to share their images as long as they get credit for it.
Yeah.
But for my own work, I watermark it and just upload it through Hootsuite. But then Hootsuite has to communicate with the Hootsuite app on your phone, because you can't directly post to Instagram from a desktop or a laptop. You have to do it from your phone where the app is. But Hootsuite has an app itself, and it communicates with the app Instagram on your phone. So that's how it works. But it's great, and then you can post to multiple platforms at once, and you're not slaving away and spending your entire life, married to your social media feeds. Which, who has time for that, right? I mean, who has time for that? No one does. No one does.
People that make a business out of it.
That's true. That's a good point. I guess I shouldn't be so trite. I'm sorry.
But that's the only way
But
that's the only way that you have time to do it.
Yeah, or you hire them to do it, right? So anyway, okay. Any other questions?
Rachel was asking, can you post to Instagram from a computer, like a slideshow video? I don't believe you can post to Instagram. You have to use a mobile to post anything to Instagram, right?
Yeah, but like I just said, the app.
You can do it through Hootsuite, but then it'll send a message to. So you have to download. If you want to do it that way, you have to download the Hootsuite app on your phone, and then obviously you'll have the Instagram app, and so you can set it up on your computer through Hootsuite.com, and then it'll send a notification to your app on your phone. And then you just click the prompts, and it'll automatically open it in Instagram, and you can post it to Instagram that way.
And that's the easiest way to do it, honestly.
Yeah. So Dana says her clients seem to really like her personal posts more than her business ones, and she's questioning if it's that great of an idea to separate them, or like what she should do about that.
That's a good point. I think it just depends on... I think it depends on the quality of the photography of your personal posts. You want it to maintain the same quality as what you're doing in your feed. And there's nothing wrong with posting personal to your business feed at all. There's nothing wrong with that. I just have the mindset that, I guess I shouldn't generalize, and I'm totally generalizing in my head, and I shouldn't do that. But my iPhone pictures of my kid and stuff are awful. He's...
It's
5 years old.
Like,
he's running 1,000,000 miles an hour, and it's just not that high quality work.
Yeah.
And it looks off against my professional work. Like it doesn't look quite right, because I suck at taking iPhone pictures. So if you're really good at that and it works well with your brand, then by all means do it. I guess I shouldn't have generalized that. Maybe that was wrong on my part. But the point is anything you post has to be consistent with the brand of what you're producing professionally.
With everything else.
And and if you want to post personal image, go for it, especially if your clients are engaging with that stuff. By all means, keep posting it and be consistent about doing that. Every 5 or 6 images, post one that's personal. That way your feed is filled with that and you have that gorgeous feed.
Brand is about being a working mom and achieving work-life balance and that kind of stuff that could really play into
that could be incredible for the brand. So yeah, maybe I generalized too much and I'm sorry if I did that, but no, the point is just make your feed pretty and the images that you post personally need to have that same impact that your professional work does.
Right. Oh, thanks, Kate. Kate says that Grambler posts from a computer.
Ooh, never heard of that. Learn something new every day. Cool. Thanks, Kate.
Oh, and Sarah uses the airdrop feature. If you're on a Mac, you can airdrop from your phone to your computer to get it from one to the other.
Huge. And you know what's awesome is like the Nikon D750, my camera has built-in Wi-Fi. So you can take a shot with your camera in RAW, airdrop it to your phone, edit it in your phone, and then post it.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, isn't that cool? And I think some of the Canons have Wi-Fi capability now too. I'm not sure. My sister does this all the time. She'll take a shot with her professional camera, her D750, and then she'll airdrop it to her phone and post it to Instagram from there.
Does she use like Photoshop Mobile or something?
No, she just uses the app inside Photos, inside Apple, you know.
Well, because she shoots so great straight on the camera. She's
amazing.
Have to worry about it.
My sister.
We love you, Jenny.
We do love.
We miss you.
I miss her too. Okay. Any more questions before my coffee's starting to get a little chilly here?
Yep. We're good.
We're good? No more questions? Thanks for the tips.
People are just giving tips. Yeah,
cool.
Like having different
I'm going to look up Grambler. That sounds like it'll be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, a quick Talk-A-Latte today. I appreciate you joining us, as always, here live.
Freebie link
let's put the freebie link back up so you guys can get that. The Instagram planning grid. And, of course, the hashtags that Miss Belinda gave to you guys. So go ahead and go to talkalatte.tv /episode 18. That will get you to the Instagram planning grid. Of course, you have to put in your email, but we all know and love that you love to give us your email. But anyway, again, thank you so much for joining us today here on this week's episode of Talk-A-Latte. You can go to talkalatte.tv for all the archives or our YouTube channel, and this one, of course, will be posted there as well by the end of the day. So thanks, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day and a beautiful week, and we'll see you all next time.